breaking news on Weather Authority. This is 13 Wham News at 11.
He thrilled audiences around the world during a career that spanned decades. Tonight, fans are mourning the death of the king of pop, Michael Jackson. Well, during the height of his career, he was arguably the biggest celebrity in the world.
Sure was, and boy, did his death this afternoon come as a huge shock. Michael Jackson was just 50. He died after suffering cardiac arrest. Just moments after news of his death, tributes and vigils began. New at 11, 13 Wham's Elizabeth Schubert is live at WDKX, where a musical tribute took place tonight. Elizabeth?
A lot of fans tonight calling in to WDKX. They're sharing their memories of Michael. They're also requesting many of their favorite songs. And WDKX, certainly the station to listen to because they're playing all Michael Jackson songs all the time.
Interactive at WDKX.
WDKX on-air DJ Atu Trammell was at work when he heard the news.
It's not a rumor Michael Jackson has died. I can't believe Michael Jackson died. Cardiac arrest.
He knew he had to do something.
We're going to take over the radio with just Michael Jackson, period.
So he changed the station's entire music lineup, replacing it all with songs by the King of Pop.
Can you please play I Wanna Rock With You by Michael Jackson?
He took requests and played his favorites. Looking on, Wake Up Club co-host Tariq Spence. He's still trying to figure out how to put Jackson's death into words.
How do you put it in perspective somebody you grew up with, which could be the last true American icon? I mean, it's just, there's no really words for it.
For Spence, Jackson was more than a performer. He was an inspiration.
Everybody wanted to moonwalk. Everybody wanted to win the dance competition using Michael's moves.
Tariq Spence also said something that really resonated with me. He said, when people of stature die like that, so suddenly, you don't really know what to say, you don't really know what to do. And that's the kind of response that we've heard from fans of Michael Jackson tonight. Now, not only is WDKX playing all Michael Jackson songs on the station, they're also streaming them live on the web. You can, of course, find their website on ours, 13wham.com. Simply click on the green Find It button.
All right, Elizabeth Schubert, thank you. Well, reaction to Michael Jackson's death has come from a wide variety of fans.
Yeah, those who kind of grew up with him, appreciated his music, and another generation of new fans as well. Many swarming to UCLA Hospital where Jackson died, his star, of course, on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and the Apollo Theater in New York City. Michael Jackson was the king of pop.
Basically, Michael Jackson has written the soundtrack to my life.
His death came as a shock. Paramedics called to Jackson's Los Angeles home on Thursday afternoon. He was not breathing. CPR was immediately administered, and he was rushed to UCLA Medical Center.
My brother, the legendary king of pop, Michael Jackson, passed away on Thursday, June 25th, 2009 at 2:26 p.m. It is believed he suffered cardiac arrest in his home.
Jackson was planning a comeback series of concerts starting next month. He called it his final tour.
This is the final curtain call.
A curtain that came down much too early for the 50-year-old pop sensation who began his remarkable career with his brothers, the Jackson 5, in the 1960s. That followed by a solo career, becoming a household name in all corners of the world. Tabloid coverage accompanied that fame. His ever-changing appearance, his marriage to Lisa Marie Presley, and then Debbie Rowe, the mother of his children. In 2003, a low point in Jackson's life when he was accused and acquitted of molesting a 13-year-old boy. But in the end, Michael Jackson was a dazzling performer. Just remember the moonwalk on Motown's 25th anniversary special and Thriller. That album won 8 Grammy Awards and is the best-selling record of all time. And as the news spread tonight, many fans turned to the internet to find out if it was true. The website TMZ reports Facebook, MySpace, and Twitter were hit by a tidal wave of traffic.
Well, fans looking forward to Michael Jackson's planned comeback are devastated by news of his sudden death. His brother Jermaine says it's believed Michael Jackson suffered cardiac arrest in his home yesterday. An autopsy will be performed today. Jackson was 50 years old. Well, fans of Michael Jackson gathered outside the Jackson family home in California overnight. Some cars drove slowly in front of the home. Others honked their horns. Some blasted Jackson's music in tribute.
Michael Jackson! Michael Jackson!
Outside of the historic Apollo Theater in Harlem, New York, more of Jackson's fans gathered to pay tribute to the pop icon. They danced in the street chanting his name. Jackson first performed at the Apollo when he was only 9 years old. Well, just moments after news of his death, tributes and vigils began all over the world. Here in Rochester, WDKX began its own tribute, playing only Michael Jackson songs. The station was flooded with calls from fans requesting their favorite and recalling their own memories of Jackson.
How to put it in perspective? I mean, how do you put it in perspective somebody you grew up with, which could be the last true American icon? I mean, it's just, there's no really words for it.
It's like, why? I want to see him dance again, you know? That's my problem right now.
The response from a lot of fans today, they are in disbelief. Well, the king of pop has died at the age of 50. Michael Jackson's body is at the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office, and an autopsy is scheduled for today. Jackson's family says they believe he died of cardiac arrest. ABC's Marty Johnson has a look back on the life and legacy of Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson was set to begin a tour next month, a series of comeback concerts billed as his final tour.
This is the final curtain call.
But that curtain came down suddenly on Thursday for the 50-year-old reclusive star.
My brother, the legendary king of pop, Michael Jackson, passed away on Thursday. It is believed he suffered cardiac arrest in his home.
Michael Jackson began his career with his brothers in the 1960s as part of the Jackson 5, then continued with a solo career that earned him the title King of Pop.
He was always a star, and the way he performed, I've seen him in concert many times. He was just a great performer.
Paramedics were called to Jackson's Bel Air home yesterday afternoon after a frantic call for help. The aging superstar was not breathing. CPR was administered and he was rushed to the UCLA Medical Center. His death came as quite a shock. Fans gathered to mourn the loss. Throughout his life, Michael Jackson was a magnet for tabloid news stories. His constantly changing appearance, his marriage to Lisa Marie Presley, and then to Debbie Rowe, the mother of 2 of his 3 children. In 2005, he was tried and acquitted of molesting a 13-year-old boy.
He was immensely talented, and I think he was caught up in the craziness of the times, and it's terribly sad.
But through it all, no one doubted his immense talent. His 1982 album Thriller, which won 8 Grammy Awards, was the best-selling album of all time, selling an estimated 50 million copies worldwide. An autopsy is planned for later today. No funeral arrangements have been announced so far, but neighbors have been coming by. Michael Jackson was apparently so reclusive, many had no idea he was even living here. In Bel Air, Marty Johnson, ABC News.
In all, Michael Jackson sold more than 700 million albums worldwide.